Guruji, just I'm feeling to know more about detachment and attachment also, Guruji.
Okay.
Like normally, Shiva is called completely detached person. But whenever we see the pictures of many pictures of Shiva, it is shown that like he is with Parvati, Ganesha, and Kumar Swami, very bonded, means very completely, very close, always like bonded or what. It appears as if, but he is completely detached. But this archetype is proving us he's into completely bondage or what? Like always very near. Even he gave half of Ardhanarishwaram means half of him to Parvati.
Yes.
Means it reveals like it's a hidden bondage. So, yeah, Guruji, can you please, if possible, give me a clear description about this attachment and the detachment, Guruji?
What makes people to move towards searching something which can give them the solution for their suffering? We face problem, we start facing problem from our family. Some other way we fix the problem outside, or if we are not able to fix the problem outside, we ignore it. We just come away from it. We are very free because there is no any bondage there. But even a small problem which happens, a disagreement which happens within the family, we are not able to just digest it. The reason because we have a great bondage with the family. And now
Yes, Guruji.
we are all trying to be happy. And the spiritual process starts from here. When our happiness is being disturbed by an external mean, we just search for a solution. This solution, we name it spirituality. Understand? Whenever this basic joy, the joy is your very nature, every moment we are all trying towards the joy, and this basic joy is being disturbed by an external mean, we just try for a solution. Once we come to the conclusion that which is not within my limitations, because I am trying in all the ways, using my mind, using my energy, I'm just trying to bring the solution to this issues. Whatever we say, the opponent should agree. Whatever we dislike, the opponent should dislike. Whatever we like, the opponent should like, and whatever we dislike, the opponent should dislike. If that is happening around us, we are so happy. Why we are not happy? Whatever we say, the opponent is not agreeing to it. Whatever we dislike, the opponent may like it. So there is a conflict between two individuals. Always there is a conflict between two individuals. Then what does it mean? It means that you wanted everything to be a duplicate of yours. If something is so unique, you are not able to accept with that. That is the meaning of it. But our growth is in our disagreement. We say something, we may be innocent. When we are growing, we don't know several things. But though we don't know several things, we simply utter as if we know something. And then the opponent will be saying something else. And then there will be a conflict. We'll try to understand which is truth. If the opponent is truth, we'll accept it. By accepting, we are growing our knowledge. We are growing our intellect. So, though there is a difference in approach, we are just developing our knowledge, intellect, awareness. All these things are developing out of the conflict. Someone is having a different thought, different ideology. You are not able to accept it. This is what we name it problem. And this problem starts from the home. And we have a big conflict at home actually. Husband and wife problem is the biggest problem than any other problem in the world. The relationship problems are the biggest problem. They identified this problem happens out of my bondage with the people. With outsiders, I don't have a problem. When the outsiders are having a different opinion, we just discuss, we just contradict, and then we ignore, and then we go. That's it. But within the family, that is not happening. Because we believe that we wanted everyone to be our duplicate, which means the bondage with the people. Belief makes us to feel that he has to agree whatever I say, because whatever I am saying is right. That's how we all believe. We conclude we are so perfect, and though the bondage, what the bondage we have with our people, we just expect him to listen to whatever we say. When that is not happening, we don't compromise. Though we are all traveling towards a kind of peacefulness, joy, because joy is our nature. So for all our solvent, we just started calling the divinity. There we are spiritual. Praying Shiva, praying Parvati, praying Vishnu, praying Jesus, calling Allah. When everything is going good, so perfect, so beautifully happening, no conflict, there is no point calling God. We don't call the divine. When something is going wrong, we just feel to call the divine for the support. We are calling for what? To just succeed your ego. That's what. I am egoistic person, I am adamant person, I wanted everyone to be a duplicate of mine. I wanted everyone to listen to me, which is a Hitler. There is a Hitler in you who is dictating everyone, just listen to me. And for that, we are calling the divine, give me the support to help me for all this to happen. Please help me, started calling, and then we call it, we are so spiritual. Am I right? Do you people have a problem with my explanation? So this is what it is happening. So now what happened, you see, these people wanted a solution. Once they wanted the solution, they countered, the problem is not with my approach, the problem is with my bondage they have identified. See that? These people, they are not very clear with their intellect. If you are very clear with your intellect, you would have known that my expectation is my problem. My conditioning towards others is my problem. My demand towards others is my problem. That's how they would have understood. What is the bondage means? Love means. Love means that concern, expectation, condition, demand. Four put together is that love. The four aspects of love, which is called concern, expectation, condition, and demand. Bondage has four aspects, which is called concern, expectation, condition, demand. When you just have a complete concern and love with the people without expectation, condition, demand, it becomes so neutral. You will not have any pain out of expectation, condition, demand, and you will have your complete concern towards the whole being, which becomes unconditional. Such attainment is very much possible, where we call it as liberation, enlightenment, and whatever you name it as.
How can we come out from the mind for analyzing that way?
Yeah.
Without analyzing, how can we better accept it?
So which is called, the mind is disagreeing. The mind is more egoistic. That's the meaning of it. So knowing it, see, a thought is an external value and internal emotion. A thought is an external value and internal emotion. When a thought is, what we are doing in meditation, we are observing the thought. Why it is asked to observe the thought? Only when you are observing the thought, you will know that on what aspects you have the value. A thought is an external value, I said. On what aspect you have the value, that will happen as a thought in your mind. So, once you start observing your thought, you will understand that on certain aspects I have the value. These are all the aspects I have the value. You will understand it. Each and every value is linked with a particular emotion or emotional reaction. And then a thought is happening. A confusion is happening. A non-acceptance is happening. Understand? Which emotion is creating the value? It can create from love. It can come from anger. See that? It can come from desire. It can come from bondage. So, which emotion has created this value? It is believing that through my non-acceptance, through proving to the opponent that I know something better than you, I can increase my value. This is how it is believing. The fact is not that. The fact is completely opposite to that. Understand? Jesus Christ, a single person who born in this planet, who believed that with my love, with my compassion, forgiveness, sacrifice, humble joy and bliss, I can transform this planet. And today, still today, we call this planet after his name. So that is the kind of power and strength each and every individual has actually. But though our intellect is not still grown to understand that fact, we are trying to approach it in an opposite way by non-accepting, by contradicting, by just insulting, abusing the people, those who are following what we don't believe. See that? We are believing certain things and then someone is believing something else. And we just contradict, insult, and all the abusals we do in the name of spirituality, in the name of bringing the change. Understand? In the name of non-acceptance. It is a non-acceptance. In the name of peace, we have developed enough of non-acceptance. And then bringing the contradict. We are contradict with the people, conflict with the people. All the abusals we are doing in the name of happiness, peace, bliss. Am I right or not? So, which means our intellect is not yet grown to understand the fact where is the real respect, your real respect. I said you before, the single person has developed his respect to the greatest extent, and that is the evidence which is there remaining 2000 years in this planet. Still further it will continue. And though we have that evidence, all the masters who happen in this planet are just giving you such kind of evidence, such kind of morals they are. But still, they are just showing that, but still we are not able to understand that fact.